Alexa, turn off.
I'm Dr. Michael Anthony Stevens, Senior Network Director of InPeace Church Apps. Like many of you all, we're looking for creative ways to sustain, to survive, and to be successful in this pandemic season as pastors, ministry leaders with churches all across America. I do presentations all over the country, some virtual, some in person. And the top 3 pain points of every pastor, church administrator are this. Number 1, connectivity. They don't know how to connect with members. Members can't connect with one another. People are in lockdown mode. People are in shutdown. People are fragile. They don't know how to connect. This app speaks to how you better connect in this season. Number 2, there's communication. How do we mass communicate? How do we use push notification? How do we find creative ways to stay connected and communicate in this virtual society? And then number 3, there's the giving part. You know, attendance is down, volunteering is down, and all of that has an effect on giving. But the app speaks to a better way to receive and to collect funds, obviously in the giving space. This app was designed for pastors by pastors. We are called to be high touch, but also high tech. We are called right now to make the difference as we stand between the dead and the living. And with this InPeace Church app, you, my friends, can make a difference. Again, I'm Dr. Michael Anthony Stevens, Senior Network Director of InPeace Church app.
InPeace provides customized and native digital apps for nonprofits and churches. Their features allow you to engage your community through automation, giving made simple for donations, events, and products. Manage your events and promote them directly to social media and your personal contacts. Finally, launch small groups and track their engagement.
Well, good morning, Apostle. Good morning, Pastor Richardson. Thank you so much for being on this morning. Typically, I do these platforms on Monday, but a holiday is coming up, and then I wanted to, Pastor Adrian wanted to see the presentation. So, Apostle, I want to connect with you as well. So thank you guys both for being on this morning. I'm going to share my screen because I definitely value your time. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, just put it in the chat so we could come back to it, because I'm probably going to cover it somewhere in this presentation. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just give you a kind of overview about who InPeace is, and then I'm going to do a live demo. InPeace is a 5th generational pastor company. Felipe actually developed this app. He is a pastor, and he developed it for pastors before the pandemic. So it wasn't developed because of the pandemic. It was before the pandemic, and it was actually in the Brazil area. So it's only been in the United States for close to a year, not almost a year. We're getting very close to a year. So he wanted to create this so that there's connectivity with churches, with pastors. They can have that connectivity and resources to be able to, what I have termed and coined, to manage, to mobilize, and to monetize your digital content. I'll say it again: to manage, to mobilize, and to monetize your digital content. And so it's important because as we've seen, a lot of us have gravitated to social media in hopes that it would help us to build our influence, build our connection to events and services, and even build for ministries, for people to come to ministries. So this app is a little different than other apps. It's different than Subsplash. It's different than PushPay. It's not a static app. It is an app that is to engage every member of your ministry. So I'm just going to skip down to some of these as relates to, doesn't matter the denomination. Every ministry that I have come into connection with in some form or fashion deals with evangelism, stewardship, discipleship, and fellowship. Deal with that. Even in the marketplace, companies like myself, we deal with the same format, but just probably in a different language. So instead of saying congregation, we may say community and exchange. So this still works for a marketplace, author, artist, coach, consultant, pastors that have their own ministries, this platform still works for them as well because it's total customizable. So everything that you see, you're able to customize and able to convert it to how it's going to work for your ministry. So every app that you see with InPeace, everybody is doing something different because of the engagement with their particular audience. I'll show you also with this platform, you get a website. So you get a web page that mirrors the same exact information that's on your app. So the background on the banners, you can change, you can update that information. You can customize the colors to be your own colors, but in general is mirroring the same information that is on your app. Why is that important? Because not everybody will download the app. You still have some people that go straight to the web. So they can go to www.kingdomviewinc.com and then they can actually see the same thing that they would see on our mobile app. So that's important. The next thing I'll show you is the dashboard. This is where you manage and you have integration with your QuickBooks. It interfaces with other platforms that you may have that you want to export content out from, like registration and things of that nature. This is where you control all of that. And the special thing about this is you may have a financier that handles all of your financials. You may have a media person that handles all of your media. You may have the intercessory prayer team that handles all the prayers and so forth, so forth. Everyone can be given their own credentials so that your media person doesn't have access to your financials, if that makes sense. You'll see right on the side on this little drop down, if you will, the menu that it says users, and that's where you're actually going to give those credentials to. So now what I want to do is jump off of here, and I actually want to take you to a live demo because I want you to see it. Sometimes seeing is believing. So I've connected my cell phone basically to okay, there we go. So this is my cell phone, and I'm going to close down and minimize some of the backgrounds here so that it won't be distracting to you. So we're on my desktop, but my phone is connected to my computer. And so what you're looking at is menus. So I'm going to go to some of the apps that we've done. We've done the Fountain of Praise app. One thing in particular, look at the video background in the back. When they come to your app, they're seeing video, 30-second video reel of your ministry. So it's whatever you want to show, the preaching, the teaching, the books, the church itself, the audience, the ministries, whatever you want people to understand about your brand, about your ministry, this is where you're going to show it to them there. As you see, the icons are in white. That is our custom signature so that people can see the video in the background. It is your logo that is at the top of this app. It is your name that is in the App Store. So you are literally in the native App Store, Apple and Android, under your ministry or brand name. And so that's why I wanted to make sure that you understood that this is your app, your customized app. Now, these apps, we have over 20, possibly more than 20 that you can actually add to your app. It depends upon what your engagements are, what you want people to know about your ministry and how you want them to engage. I want to show you this one piece because I want to show you how it can also add value as a monetization. We've been talking about that. How can you get return on your investment? How can you have income that will help you benefit the ministry and what you're doing? So look in the middle. I'm just going to show you how they used it for ministries, and then I'm going to show you another unique way that you can do this. So at the top, you see ministries. These are all the ministries at the Fountain of Praise Church that they have, active in their ministry. So let's say somebody wanted to join the wellness ministry. They would just click on that. Guess what? All the information about the wellness ministry comes up. Now, I want you to use your imagination. At the top, it says ministry. What if this says business center, entrepreneurs? You have entrepreneurs in your church. You have people who want to connect in your ministry with whatever you have going on. Most pastors, someone is always asking, okay, pastor, who do t-shirts, who do printing, who do graphic, who can I call for catering, who can I call for this, for that? You can have those vendors actually come on this app. You're going to list their business and their service, how people can connect with them, and they're going to pay you a monthly fee. You determine what that level of influence is for you. But just think about it. If I told you this app was $69 a month, you would just need 7 people to pay you $10 a month, reoccurring, to have their advertisement here. You look for low value, something that people won't cancel, and you look for the quantity that you can do like hundreds of these and not be worried about somebody canceling because you were charging $97 for advertising. So that's just a mindset. That's just something that I teach to help people understand that if I had, 20 people paying me, $10 a month or $20 a month, then, pretty much they're not going to miss that amount of money because they're given to a good cause, number one. And number two, they have advertisement. Anytime someone comes to your app, their business will be subject to look for if you have a business center on your app. So those one of the features I always like to highlight to show people. Here you have your giving. You can label your giving however. So if it's a personal brand, Apostle and Pittman, I believe it is, a Lady Pittman, you could literally have, how they're going to give. If it's basically a monthly seed, a fellowship registration that they can give that on a reoccurring. And remember that they have, the way the InPeace is set up is that if I'm giving to the church $100, most times the church is only going to get $97 because of the fees that come out. Well, with InPeace, there is a check that the consumer, the member, can check to say, no, I want the church to get all 100 of my dollars. I will take, the responsibility of paying for that transaction fee. And our transaction fees are 2.4% compared to what we're seeing in the market, 2.9 and 3% and up. So that's pretty much how we compare to others. This app also is user-friendly with URLs. So let's say you have a form that you want to collect information from your fellowship, from your members. You want them to, update their information or connect with us if you're a visitor. It's just a simple Google Doc form that you guys would create and then just give us the URL for it. And that URL will be connected to this app. Anytime somebody fill out this form, it is going back to you where you've actually set up this information. So you would promote that. You would, make sure people understand that. You see, they have social media. They also have small groups that you can create. And so as relates to ministries or even marketplace coaches and consultants, you will be able to have these consultant groups or small groups. It may be a financial group. It could be a number of things. And you see also they have a mission, a global mission. This global mission goes right back to their website. So any URL externally that you have somewhere else, you can connect to your app. Again, it is mobilizing and managing your content. You may have trusted Eventbrite, you may have trusted Brushfire, and trusted some other platforms to actually get your events and things out there. But the reality of it is that this one app can do everything for you. And I'm going to show you that, as I just mentioned, about events. So here's events. They have theirs down there. We have ours at the top. You can arrange your icons however you desire. So these are some of the events that's going to happen at this church, right? You can list as many events for the year that you want and allow people to engage, allow them to register. Guess what? They can pay through this app. So if you have a conference, they would go to your app. They would click on this, and this is going to say find out more because it's just a Bible study. But if it was and I'll go to our app, if it was a power couple conference or a conference that's coming up, they can click on it. They can go ahead and see that we do accept credit cards. They can see the location, the description should be there, and then the contact information. The price is at the bottom. So we're going to register. How many tickets do I need? I need 2 tickets. I need 2 tickets. So now at the bottom left, it is calculated what that fee is. I go to continue. Now I need to collect data because I need to be able to contact this couple once they register for the conference. So once they register, collecting data, whatever I want to ask. You can include and increase your questions based upon your conference and the need of what you're wanting to know from them. This worked for paid and also free events. So you could have VIPs, you could have vendor booths, you can have all those payment levels right here, and you will control all that from the dashboard. So as soon as I put in that information, then it's going to check me out with the payment screen for me to actually enter my credit card information to pay. Now, here is where we have questions about securities. How secure is this platform? Well, for LeePay, the first 2 years, of course, the emphasis of any business, you're trying to work out the kinks, trying to see how everything works. And so, of course, because of the bandwidth and having over 6,000 churches to connect with it, there was some static and some delays. Now we don't experience any delays, any downloads, any breaches in security to this point, because he has paid and invested his security in his server with Amazon. So he has the highest level of security and protection for this company. And as we grow, they continue to increase that to make sure that what we are presenting and what we have is protecting our customers and our clients. So you're currently looking at our platform. As a coach, we're not a traditional church, we're marketplace pastors. So we're basically connecting pastors with services, platforms, strategies, anything to help them to grow their ministries and to connect them to other people. We do a lot of events. We just hosted a dinner at Del Frisco's. We did it for some pastors. We did it for, we call it the 50 Shades of Women, women in all areas of ministry. So we did that. We had over 50 women at 5115 in the Galleria. So I say that to say, if you have an event or you have the ability to get us in front of pastors, we want to partner with you, and we will host the dinner or host the event so that we can have an opportunity to share this product and get it to as many people as we can, and also to reward you for those efforts of helping us to do that. So two last things I'll show you. I want to show you how it actually connects to your offset site websites, your coaching programs, if you have coaching programs or platforms. Also, if you have a consistent meeting that you do every week and it's on Zoom, you can just create an icon here and say Zoom meetings. And then all they have to do is click and go there. It's very simple. But here is my Brandmaster Academy, where I actually teach and coach on mind mapping ideas. You may have an idea, but you need a strategy for those ideas. It appears that it's on my app, but it is really on a website. It is on kingdomviewinc.com. And so people can access it here, or they can access it on the website. Again, managing and mobilizing your content. And then secondly, this is my actual website. So this is the website that I actually have. They can go, they can read about the services and things that we have coming up that they may want to engage in. Again, offsite website, but it ends up on my app, on our mobile app. 2 last features. Is a Baptist preacher. I'm closing twice. 7 different times. Okay, so I got to show you this. I want to show you the prayer wall because I think that's very important. Okay, actually, it's 3 things I need to show you, but I think you're going to enjoy these things. Okay, so I need to show you the prayer wall. You can call it prayer wall, prayer request. It does not matter. But in Israel, if you ever been to Israel, you went to the prayer wall. That was the place, and you were blown away by how you can go and stick in the crevice of the wall your prayer requests. When I had that experience, I said, we have to have a digital prayer wall. And 3 years later, this platform becomes available for us to do that. So this is a digital prayer wall where members can go and post their prayer requests. They can decide if they want it public or if they want it private. They can make that determination. But it says that the ministry now can help, encourage people and encourage one another, because the pastor is not the only one that's doing it that has access to this. If I'm praying for healing of inflammation in my right hand, I can respond to this person and say, you know what, I'm praying for you. May the Lord, align your blood cells and organs to operate as he's called them to do. I can send that message to that member right then and there. You have that type of level of engagement with them. So this is actually your digital prayer wall. Going back out, the other thing I want to share is, if you are a pastor that does sermon notes, you do blogs, you do different notations that you may want to share with people, and it actually archives it. So pastors have sermon notes. Maybe you don't put all of your sermon notes here, but maybe you just put your Bible scriptures, your points. This pastor is a fanatic when it comes to sermon notes. So let's say we go shifting from wounded to heal. Let's see what he was talking about there. So here, he just basically put, a scripture, put a little point in a URL that he wants them to go to. Okay, so let's go to another one. I can show you how intensive he is with his sermon notes. Let's go to "You're Anointed for This." I'm sure he got a whole lot of notes and all of that he wants the members. Guys, at some point, you can go back and look at this. And so what we do is we share it. I'm going to share this with Apostle this morning. I'm going to share this with Apostle, and Apostle just say, yay, yay, when you got it. And you will actually see how fast this gets to you. But the purpose of this is evangelism.
Got it. Yeah, I got it.
Thank you, Apostle. So if you want them to learn about a message that you preached and they can read it, they can refer to scriptures, you could say, okay, everybody, I want you to send this to 10 people. Normally we do that on Facebook, and we say, share this link on Facebook to 10 people. But no, we're going to the intimacy of where everybody has their device in their hand. They're getting a direct message to what you shared with them in their hand. So it not only works with the sermon notes, guys, it also works with the sermon videos. These are the streamings that happen every Sunday morning. Every Sunday, they are archived right here. And you can do the same thing, and you can have a share button, and you can send it to Facebook, or you can send it to someone's personal, to their personal device, their phone. The very last thing that I want to show you, again, talks about monetization. Do you guys remember when you would have a special guest? You would have a Marvin Sapp or a Marvin Winans or Yolanda Adams, somebody that came and preached at your church, somebody of notoriety, or maybe you did a conference. And at the end of that conference, people say, oh, I got to have that sermon. I got to have that, series. We ran to the back of the room and waited for the CDs to be duplicated so that we can walk away with that copy. Well, no longer do we have to do that. We have a digital back of the room. I would say, what do we call it? A pay-per-view, or a digital store, if you will, where you can house any digital content and have members, conference attendees, to go in and have access for as long as they want. The message that they heard that you charge $99 for people to attend this conference can now be housed behind a media wall. And this is your own Netflix. This is your own PureFlix. This is your own digital, center. And so you name it what you want. Ours is called Kingcast Television Network, because we do film, we have movies. And so those movies are behind this wall. People do not have access to it until they actually subscribe. So you can have different subscriptions here. The one we have is the one of my husband's movie called Exit to Freedom. So we want them to pay $4.99 and some other short films to actually watch it. Once they hit subscribe, it's going to ask for their information. You don't have to bill them every month. The app does it for you. So I want to just show you all of these features that are available for this technology that is being presented to us. On tomorrow, I leave to go and talk to about 100 pastors in Mississippi about this technology. How do we transition this technology into the church so that we're now pulling our people off of Facebook, where they're going to, 50 churches in one day, right? And so they can have direct communication with your content. So this is the information that is before us. Again, this is just a piece of what we do. Additionally, we are a full service branding and marketing firm. We help pastors with their podcast. We also help them with marketing their content. Like Apostle, you guys have the conference that's coming up. We have a database over 89,000. That's a global database that will help you take your message, not just here local. We want you to be global. So that's global and local at the same time. So with that being said, I want to open it up to see if you have any questions. Of course, I talk really, really fast. Number one, because I'm very passionate about technology. I'm passionate about helping people. And then I definitely value your time. So if you have any questions, we'll open it up to see if anybody have any questions that you would like to ask of me at this point.
Well, I think it's so self-explanatory. I'm telling you, thank you, Michelle, for inviting me. Completely blown away by this product, and for some time, certainly have looked for something of such. I do have my program administrator on the Zoom call, if that was all right to do.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
She actually walked me through maybe last week what the app that we have and what it's under, and I was overwhelmed by what she was able to explain to me on that and what all it was able to do that we really probably have not actualized a greater percentage of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the monetization portion here, the podcast, and I want to ask Portia to Prophetess to give an evaluation of maybe a comparison here.
Yeah, please.
Portia, you there? Would you chime in for me, please?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Are you available? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Just a little part that I just jumped in on. No, sir. Our app don't do as much as the app do.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's no comparison. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Just a little bit that she demonstrated. I would love to get the recording to listen to it into more details and depths. But yeah, it doesn't compare. I'm not going to even say that it does. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. And so, and then plus the detail that I like the most, Michelle, is that it's Black owned, and
It's brown owned. He's brown. Felipe, yeah, but he's a believer. He's a pastor. He designed it, for pastors. So yeah, he's in a family. I think you went on mute, Apostle. You're on mute.
Okay, I don't know how that happened. Yes, I am. Okay. Certainly. I tell you what, I definitely am interested in looking more deeply into this. I don't know really if let's see. I did a lot of notes here. The monetization part, I was also amazed about. Because Portia can tell you that's a vision of mine, that since we get so much visitation in our content, our website or what have you, and we're sought after to a small degree, but an okay degree. I thought about the business part of it, of putting a page on our website of business owners, and I thought about that very concept. And you broke it down, oh my God, to the T of my thought, and how simple it is to actually have this app paid for through different type of monetization systems, podcasts, and all of that. Very amazing, very amazing.
Yeah.
Any more on that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just is that you can have that part of it as far as those, advertisers, but think about how many people you patronize, especially with my pastors. You guys patronize funeral homes all the time.
Yes.
How can they give back and just have their advertisement of vendor services, catering places you patronize? So not just limited to your entrepreneurs in a church. You can have an entrepreneur button, then you can have a business button, right? So the versatility of being able to customize gives you unlimited what you're doing. And the thing I wanted to ask you is about your fellowship. I know there are a lot of pastors that you mentor, you connect with. Tell me a little bit about the fellowship, if you have a fellowship now, or what you and your wife are doing with the fellowship.
Yeah. So we do have a fellowship, and we come together frequently. This was coming up now is a holy convocation in July every year, and it is the 21st to the 24th. And we put our flyer out. We have some very distinguished guests that's coming in for that. Normally every year we do what is called a Fifth Sunday Fellowship. So every fifth Sunday weekend we come together with some arrangements, with some classes, some teaching, some trainings.
How many pastors are you having there?
We're having right now probably around about 20 pastors that are there for our fellowship.
Okay.
And we also are influential to other pastors, and that type of thing. And so you got pastors within the fellowship, and then pastors that, we probably mentor that are outside the fellowship, and then pastors that we fellowship with that are not a part of our fellowship.
Okay. I'm going to bring up a flyer for you that I think is important. I was just talking to my mentor who's on now, my coach, my husband's mentor. We have to get that straight. He mentors my husband, he coaches me. So and he's on now, but he does the whole podcast development with pastors and with leaders who want to enter the podcast. But we were talking about this flyer, actually, where I'm going this weekend. Let me see if I could bring it up on your screen. And if you were interested in putting something together with us, then we would, there's some collaborations that we actually can do. Let me see if I could bring it up real quickly. Let's see. This is actually happening down near Mississippi at a church. Let's see. Okay, let's see. That's not it. Let's see, let me stop sharing and bring it back. Okay, so it's this flyer right here. So can you see this, Apostle?
I can, yes.
Okay. So let me see. Okay, so this is an event that my husband and I were going to go to and they're going to have about 100 pastors that we're going to be talking to. And so we have church down pat. We have the preaching, the singing, the shouting, we have that down pat. But the church is so behind when it comes to technology and AI and all of the things that will help us to forge ministries into other countries, and not to just be limited to the local ministry, but how do we present our ministry and our message in the marketplace for advancing the kingdom? That is something that is the heartbeat of our company right now, is to help pastors pivot with technology, not necessarily health, that's not my specialty, but definitely with technology into the marketplace. And so if there was an opportunity for us to do a dinner with you guys, I saw you guys were having something at main event. But also if your pastors like golf, we could set up a top golf day. We would rent out the place. You get us about 20, 30 pastors there, and we do the presentation for them. We feed them, and then they have 2-hour fellowship time. We want to get this in front of as many pastors as we can, because we don't really know the tide that's turning. The tide that's turning may be where everything is opening back up. But will we be prepared for that open up? Or maybe it's a turning that everything will shut back down. Are we ready for that? It's just preparing us for this window that we do have that's available to make sure that we are equipped with the technology that we need. Uh-oh, you muted again, Apostle.
Yes, I am. Truly, Michelle, I would certainly be interested in collaboration on that level. I happen to like Top Golf. Hadn't been there in a minute, but I happen to love Top Golf, and I love the atmosphere there. I think that would certainly be a very, very good venue. Number one, but more so than that, that this technology here needs to be shifted into, the churches that are lagging behind. What you explained and how you explained it, your demo here, is top notch. I'm high techish in terms of the desire and wanting to have it. I want the bells and whistles. I don't know how to produce it, but I certainly want to possess it, and so by all means, I don't know what your price tag is. And,
I'm glad you asked. I was waiting on that question. So I have a coupon for you today for $100 off. So it's $199, but $100 off. You get it for $99, and then that $69 fee doesn't start until really you get the app. It takes us 30 days to get your app in the App Store. And so along those lines too, and I see Portia's hand is up, I wanted to ask you, even for your conference, we will be in Tyler, but probably one of our partners may be here, and I can see if they are available, if they are, to come to your conference, and if we can support your conference, if you would give them some time maybe to talk to the pastors or even to engage with the pastors. I can see if we can have somebody there, and then what that looks like. Do you have a vendor booth?
We do have vendor booths, yes.
Okay. Let's talk offline as to what that looks like for you. And if you could tell me how many pastors we can have contact with, if they can engage with your speakers. I see Bishop G. Emerson Scott is going to be there. He definitely needs it. Pastor Cassandra Scott actually has two. She has one for her church. And then we actually right now are developing Cassandra Scott Ministries with all her prayer tribes and all of that. So it'll be ready for her conference in September.
I see.
So so she has it, and then I'm not familiar with the other. Well, I am familiar with Pastor Landrew as well. He told me he hadn't gotten it yet, so we just have to corner him up. But any pastor that's there that you think may be available for us to talk to, and it's not just for pastors. It is for marketplace ministries. So you may have authors there. So if you can give us about maybe 20 minutes on stage to do a demo, to talk about technology, I can check with our team to see who can come and see what that looks like to you, so that we can get a date for the Top Golf in the near future. Okay. Portia, did you have a question?
I'm just like my daddy. That was my question.
Yeah.
What was the cost for the
$99? I would tell you to at least lock it. Today is the 30th. If you can lock it today, it starts July the 1st. What they do is add new features. They have new things that come available. You're not penalized for those, but at least if it's available, you will already have it. It won't be added value if they decide to charge for those. So if you're in position, I would say lock it today, and let's see how we can work together for your event.
I have another question also. Miss is it Pastor Michelle?
Michelle is fine. Michelle,
okay. I just want to make sure.
Yes.
But the other question is, because it'll be new to us, do you all have like a little package that you all do the training, or you all have YouTube demos?
We walk with you. You will be assigned to the concierge that I work with. His name is Oscar. And so you'll receive within 24 hours an onboarding welcome packet, and it's going to tell you we need the name, address, phone number, logo. We need the websites, the links to your URLs. That's what we need. And then if you have a media department, we need to get them to do a 30-second video. That video you saw streaming in the back of the apps,
Yes, ma'am.
However, Apostle wants that to be for his ministry or for the church ministry, whichever one. And they develop that 30-second promo and send that to us. And then from there, once you approve everything, we're on our way to the App Store in 30 days. But in that 30 days, we're working together to see the content he wants on it, how he wants it designed. So we'll be talking. I host a Expand Your Brand every Monday, 2 times at 12 and at 7 p.m. And that's why I do abbreviated demo. And then I talk to those clients who are already on to kind of see where they are and what they're doing. Not sure if you're familiar with K&K Mime. It's a mime ministry that's been around for over 30 years, but they have secured the app and they are about to take off in the arts. And so you get a chance to meet other people who are actually utilizing it. And then Kingdom Connections as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so you'll have my contact information. You'll also have Oscar's direct contact, and they are available 7 days a week to answer any questions that you have as much as possible. Yeah, and I just got a tag from one of our partners that said they could possibly be there for your conference, so they can handle that conference for us.
Okay, I definitely, Portia, remind me, we'll get with the board and make sure that we can find that 20-minute span space for that to occur. I'm in, and we will want to secure that today. And
Okay.
so, however we need to do that, I don't need to be convinced anymore. But if you got anything more to show or to say, I'm sure that there's other dimensions, of benefit that this tool has to offer.
Yeah, I think as we grow together, definitely you've seen the power of this technology. As we grow together, other things, like you said, you are already thinking about a business center. You are already thinking about, you may have books, and you can put your store on here. You're already thinking about those things. So what I would say is just create us a task list, your wish list, and what you want to see happen. And, we can help integrate, your desires to be this, this place where everybody comes to get your digital content. So this is the QR code, and you just go on to InPeace app.com. And so I'm going to take you to it so you can see, because I want you to see the actual, let me do this, and then it's InPeaceapp.com is where you're going to sign up. You could do it on your end, and you're just going to click sign up. Now you have 2 options to do monthly or annual. Monthly, I'm going to take you monthly so you can see where to put the code at. But for annual, are you interested in annual? And the only reason I say that, you get the setup fee waived, and you also get 1 month free if you were interested in annual, and they just charge it all at one time. Or we could do monthly. We could do the $99 and then the $69 a month. You could just let me know if you're interested in that.
Okay.
So you're just going to go to InPeaceapp.com, put in this information. But here's the important part right here. I want you to put in, they're supposed to have this working for me for this weekend. Let me see if it is working. Okay, it is not working just yet. I'm using that one tomorrow. So the one you're going to put in is called Brandmaster. Put in Brandmaster and hit apply. Make sure you hit apply. That's the key thing. Hit apply so that it can take off the actual $100 there. I'm still thinking. But you're just going to put in your basic information. And so as I put in Brandmaster, all one word, the subtotal was $199. We removed $100, and now we're at $99. Okay. And then this reoccurring, you can see it wouldn't start till August the 8th. And so as soon as you finish the whole process, it does ask you to, we could do it now if you wanted to, but I'm just saying, when you get to a certain screen, it asks you, are you ready to put in all the information now? You could say no. And then if who's going to be the contact for receiving the information. If it's going to be Portia, Prophetess Portia, if it's going to be yourself, make sure you have that information in there. And then at the end, it's going to give you a 4-digit code. It may be 8011 or something like that. Just make sure I have that code once you finish it, and so that I can connect you with Oscar. He'll know what record to locate to connect with you. Okay. That's it. You have any other questions for me?
Okay. Yeah, I'll get with our business admin, and they'll finish this up. They handle all that for us, and I'll get with Letitia, and she'll have this done today.
Okay.
And Portia, if you can connect with Letitia and just let her know what we got and our benefits, and ask her to handle that for us. Okay. But yes, Michelle, we Portia, if I got your of course I'm using Portia. What you think this is a good product? No doubt. I think I heard that in you.
Yes, sir. It's doing a lot what you're desiring to do, because with the one that we have, we can't do that. I'm just being honest.
Just shoot it straight.
And I have seen webinars and everything, especially with the podcast. That's something that you've really been pushing for in the blog. So yes.
Let me, if you just have just a minute, I'm just going to add, his name is Morris Parsons. You may know Mr. Morris Parsons or Randy Hartness on. This is our team. And so I'm going to ask them if they have any feedback or questions. Everything that we do outside of like helping you develop podcasting or helping you to do marketing, that's from Kingdom View. This platform that we're going to use is going to be InPeace. So just want to make sure we're clear on that. Mars, do you have anything? Randy, you have anything to add?
Michelle, no, I don't have anything. Good evening. Thank you so much for great presentation. Always, Michelle, you know you're always on top of things. Apostle, thank you so much for coming on board. We're looking forward to working with you and doing all the things that you have as a part of your vision. We look forward to being a part of executing that. Thank you so much for that great presentation. Yes. And we look forward to your conference. And what's the date of the conference again?
That's July 21st through the 24th.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Okay. All right, Michelle.
All right. Thank you. Randy,
looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, sir.
Yes, sure.
Good evening, everyone. This is Randy Harden, the Prayers. I'm grateful.
Good morning, sir.
To be able to just listen to this every time, and the spectacular job that you do to explain it. I heard Apostle say he really enjoyed it. This is a great tool to use in the ministry. Also, for the entrepreneurs and the kingdompreneurs. And so, just thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Portia. Thank you, Apostle, for your time. And then I'll connect with you with the other things we talked about. I'll send you over some options, see if those work for you. Yes. And we're looking forward to connecting.
Amen. Amen to that.
Thank you.
So powerful to it. Thank you, Michelle.
God bless everybody.
God bless you. All right.
Bye-bye.